Hey, good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for joining us here at the Division of Agriculture. I guess we can take these. The struggle's real here. Anyway, I'm Rob Carter. This is Chris Secary, and thanks for joining us. Actually, should I say thanks for being here with us today? All right, so thanks for being here with us Thursday on this Facebook Live. It's going to be probably a short video today for us to or Chris here to introduce you to some work he's doing with some beekeepers and an update on bee hive registration here from the Division of Alaska for all you beekeepers out there. Should we start off with a joke? What's a bee's favorite flower?
I have no
idea. A begonia, of course. Anyway, Chris is going to give us an update on what's going on.
Rob,
thanks for joining us.
Coffee this morning. Hey, everybody. Chris Secary, Alaska Division of Agriculture. I'm the state survey coordinator for the Cooperative Agricultural Pest Survey Program. I'm back to talk to you guys yet again. It's another springtime. People are getting ready to order their bees. Bees are going to start coming out, or fall spring, for this upcoming summer season. And I am looking to give information about the Alaska Honeybee registration again. That is a requirement by Alaska statute for all beekeepers to register their hives. You can find the paperwork by going to the Alaska Division of Agriculture website, which we're going to pull up for you, and then going to the programs tab and down to inspection services. And then the fifth one down is going to be your honeybee registration form. So, yep, inspection services.
Jackpot.
Bam. Fifth one down, bee registration card. Look, it's like I knew it was there because like I put it there or something. So we have a couple new additions to the honeybee registration form this year. It's your standard form, and then we added a couple questions, yes or no questions for people filling these out. Would you like to receive educational information on beekeeping, national pest alert, and grant opportunities, etc.? And then I would like to receive information on the National Honeybee Pest and Disease Survey. So,
can you tell us about the honeybee pest survey?
Definitely am. But make sure you register your hives, please. Anyway, so
what does this do for us? What does this do for them?
Okay, so honeybee hive registration is really important because we currently don't know, we have no representative data of how many beekeepers there are in the state, how many hives they're keeping, where they are regionally, if people aren't registering their hives. And we can use those things possibly in the future to make mechanisms whereby we can help protect the health and stability of honeybees and beekeepers in the state of Alaska using that information. For instance, in the future, it would be possible if people were registering their hives to say, you know, we have this disease popped up over here. Okay, we've got 10 beekeepers in this area that need to be notified that this disease was found because it's highly contagious and bees overlap. Well, right now we have no mechanism to do that. And we have no justification for putting effort into making that program because we still have no representative data of the beekeepers and the hives in the state. So by example, last year I got a little over 100 hive registrations, and I know for a fact there are a lot more than 100 honeybee hives in the state of Alaska. So that information is really useful for us as a division, and it's useful for beekeepers because we could in the future design programs to help protect the bees and the beekeepers, and frankly, the investment of being a beekeeper and having bees throughout the season. So that leads back into the question. So the second question is, would I like to receive information on the National Honeybee Pest and Disease Survey? So the National Honeybee Pest and Disease Survey we've been participating in as a state since 2018. This could possibly be our last year just due to low participation numbers in the state of Alaska. It has not been the policy. Like when people are registering their bee registration forms, they come directly to me. Nobody else is really looking at that. I'm compiling it into spreadsheets and holding that data, but I never wanted to use it as a mechanism to contact beekeepers in a cold call situation because I know that people value their privacy. So that's why I gave that optional yes or no, and to see if you're eligible to participate in the survey. And even if you're not interested in participating, you can still email me, or I can send you information on what the survey is and the results from previous years and things of that nature. So there's a lot of really cool information that can be found on the Bee Informed Partnership website, which is associated with the National Honeybee Survey from the University of Maryland. And that'll give you traditional data representations from, I believe, before 2018 when we started participating. And you can see how Alaskan bees and our beekeeping best practices and maybe how we might be isolated from pest and disease by comparing that data to the lower 48 and things that they may get that we might not, and things of that nature. So, and this year, another cool feature of the pest and disease survey is we have longitudinal sampling, which is a 2-part sample set. You have at the beginning of the season, at the end of the season, I'll come out and sample your bees. I'll mark the hives, so I sample the same ones. And the typical survey is pest and disease and parasite loads. with the longitudinal, for those participants, you're also getting data on pesticide loads that are in your hives from various things that the bees may be foraging on. So that's pretty interesting data. This year, the sample again will be for bee bread. Previously, we were doing wax, but last year it switched to bee bread. So pretty excited about that.
Sounds like a great opportunity for a beekeeper to know what's going on in their hive.
Yeah, and so a thing to consider with the National Honeybee Survey is the data can take a little while to get back to us. Some cases over a year. It's just the nature of the beast with so many samples coming in, and we have sample delay issues and stuff of that nature because we're so remote in Alaska trying to get them down to Maryland. But we will persevere and you will get your data. Sometimes it just takes a little while. So I know that can be discouraging for some folks, but it can at least help you understand if you're carrying on the same practices from year to year, how those practices in reality are affecting pest and disease and like parasite loads in your bees in your colonies. So if you're doing treatment free or you're pro treatment or you're doing small cell and things of that nature, you'll have representative data from the previous year to see if your techniques worked. So that can be really useful for people, that especially people that want to expand and getting more bees, understand how their practices are doing.
All between the registration and your survey.
Yeah,
It sounds like a great way for all beekeepers in the state of Alaska to protect their hives, grow their hives,
it really is.
and generate some data so they can make better management choices in the future.
Yeah, it definitely is. And it's,
Sounds like a win to me.
yeah, there's a huge beekeeping community in Alaska, which a lot of people aren't aware of, I think, because, you know, honeybees are not native to Alaska. But anyway, and so we need to bring that community together and get these registrations going and get participation in the survey. And so on a national scale that we're a player in beekeeping for the national survey, and then on a local scale for the division to be able to expand these programs and help beekeepers even more and foster that agricultural resource in the state. So yeah, register your hives.
Perfect. Well, it sounds like a beautiful opportunity.
Yep, beautiful.
Yeah, we'll go with all of them today.
Nice.
Anything else that you have to say?
Man, I got a lot to say, but not about bees. So no, I'm good.
Well, like I said, this is a short one from us here at the Division of Agriculture to remind everybody about their beehive registration, because it helps you, helps us, and helps the industry grow, and it helps protect our pollinators.
So, sorry.
That's okay.
At the bottom of the bee registration form, you'll find the bee registration email. You can also go on the division of website and find my contact information directly. Email me, call me, you know, throw a salt shaker at me as you drive by the building. We're just here in Palmer. So, you know, however you want to get a hold of me, I'd be happy to hear from you. So.
It sounds like a great opportunity. So good reminder, register your hive so you can help us help you.
Yep.
And that we can help grow our bee industry in the state of Alaska.
Indeed.
And definitely consider yourself a participant in your program, because those surveys generate a lot of data that we and the national institutes can develop to help grow and protect our pollinators.
Right.
I'd say we're a little far off June, but remember what Pollinator Week is, what, June 20th, I think this year, National Pollinator Week. So, you know, as you're planting your flowers this spring, I don't know, think of the pollinators out there and throw a few out for everybody.
Yeah.
And we thank you for joining us.
I have another thing.
Whoa.
Also, you don't have to participate in the survey for me to come out and look at your hives. If you have concerns about something going on in your hive, or you want me to just come out and take a look, I also have field sampling capabilities for AFB and EFB, which is European foul brood and American foul brood, which are the main concerns, obviously, for beekeepers. I also have the capability to send those samples away to the lower 48 for verification from USDA. So these are all useful services that are available to beekeepers in the state of Alaska. And all I need again is, help me help you, help us help you. So
sounds like an awesome opportunity.
Yeah.
And I think you'll get probably a lot more participation this year.
I hope so.
I hope so too. Again, more data is the best data.
Yes.
It's better than none. And again, long-term protection of our pollinators and sources of a lot of cool agricultural products, in this case, you know, bee byproducts. And let's go ahead and do what we can to participate. I think it would be a great opportunity for everyone. So that'll pretty much round out our Thursday here at Facebook Live. We thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, please be safe out there.
Hey,
I got the last one.
No, we're gonna start with one more. What's a bee's favorite sport?
I don't know.
Rugby. Have a great Thursday, guys. We'll see you next time.